So today's webinar, we have as a main topic the online network of WEAR Sustain. Ingrid Willems will go a bit at length to explain you what it is and how useful it can be for you, especially as open call applicants, but also probably beyond. To go briefly about WEAR Sustain, some general words. So as you may know, WEAR Sustain is a 2-year project with a 3 million euros budget, mainly aimed at selecting, funding, and supporting teams of applicants developing wearable prototypes in an ethical and sustainable way, with the additional obligation that there should at the same time be a technological approach and an aesthetic approach. We have this all these pillars that constitute our project, as was starting with the open call is core to that. We are also building the wearables ecosystem, where that will be the core of Ingrid's presentation, so I will leave it up to her to explain to you how that concretely takes place on our also on our online platform. It's a lot about knowledge exchange during the events we have organized online like this one, but even more, let's say, the offline events we have organized all across Europe over the month of April, finishing for the open call one, finishing this week with the events in the Netherlands and in Belgium. And finally, an important aspect is ethics and sustainability, taking this into account in the work of the team, but also in analysis of practices of how to best support and foster the development of wearables. I will now leave the floor to Ingrid, and I will make you presenter, Ingrid.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you, Ritiana, for the introduction. So in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I would like to give you an overview of the platform that we have built in order to capture all the different actors who are interested in the WEAR project, in WEAR Sustain very specifically, in order to co-create the next generation of wearable technology and e-textile applications. So I'm presenting to you now the platform as you will be seeing it without being logged in. So where you have the opportunity to view the creative and innovation hubs who are interested in the WEAR project, the creative professionals, as well as the technology providers who signed into the project. And indeed, as you see at the moment, in the last couple of months, weeks, we have been working mainly on onboarding the innovation hubs, because for us it's very important in order to have them on board to support projects as they apply and as they get selected in June. But at the same time, when we were organizing our events and our matchmaking events, we noticed as well that quite some people are still looking for partners, and that's why we wanted to provide the opportunity to everybody to present himself, herself, as well as their projects that they're working on. So when you come into the to network.wearsustain.eu, you will see the opportunity to explore the ecosystem, to look at the hubs, to look at the creative professionals, and to look at the technology providers. What is important to us is that you make a good choice. If you are a hub, if you want to help other people in their project, you will best register yourself as a hub. If you want to be an applicant and you want to apply, you can create your own profile as a creative professional, as a technology provider, but eventually as well as an individual, being an artist or a technologist. So let's have a quick look into the creative and the innovation hubs. You just click on the button and you can see the different projects that are part today. As you see here, I'm just scrolling very quickly through the different profiles. But if you click here on the left side in the navigation, you very easily get an overview of all the different hubs and organizations the people who are interested in WEAR and the projects that are, you know, linked to wearables. So as said, in the organization side, we have creative professionals and technology professionals. These are the people that are applying for funding. We have the creative and innovation hubs, as well as the academia and the government and public administrations who are supporting the projects. Same thing on the people side. We have artists and technologists being the applicants, and the experts being the people who want to support and mentor and coach the selected projects. On the project side, we only have one concrete example at the moment, but here you can post your project ID if you want to show what ID you have and if you're still looking for a partner. This is, for instance, the proposal or the project ID of Dewi. He talks a little bit about who he is as an organization, as an artist at the moment, the idea that he has, how he want to work, and for whom he's, you know, which support he is looking for. So this is a very easy ID in order to present your project ID to the world, if you like. If you want to create your own profile, the best thing you do is here on the left side at the bottom, you will find a join button. If you click on that one, you have the opportunity to create your own profile. You fill in your name, your email address, and your password, or you just click a sign up with Twitter. As I'm signed in already, I will log in with Twitter. And like that, you will see that very easily you are logged in and you get into your own environment. Nothing changed. The only thing is that you need to be registered in order to be able to add a member. If you want to add yourself as a member, you need to make a choice if you want to do that as an organization, as a person, or if you want to present your project. So let's say that we want to create a profile of my organization. So I will do my organization. We will check already if we know your organization. If that's the case, we will provide already some first information. On my side, I'll create a profile for a creative professional. As I don't have a website for my organization at this moment, I will leave it open. So at that moment, I just add a member, and I have created my profile. If I click on the edit button on the right top side, here I find all the information I can fill in about my organization. So in the first place, a short description of who we are, some tags that are related to the business that I'm doing, whether or not we're B2B or B2C oriented. I go a bit more in detail eventually about what type of business activities we're doing, in which kind of industry we're situated. Let's say we're in the creative industries and we're mainly on the design side. On the technology side, I can indicate which kind of technologies are enabling the products and the solutions that we are building. And on the activity sides, I can eventually provide some information if we're very specific services that we're doing. We can add in some contact details. How can we be contacted? So if we're looking, you know, put your website and your email address. And if you are looking for a tech partner or a creative partner, please indicate it here under membership. So as we are a creative company, we're looking for a tech partner. I'll put our address as well. We're in Ghent. Yeah, I'll put it like that. That's fine. And our social handle is Ingrid Willems. You can provide more information, but it's not mandatory for the call. But the end is quite interested because we want to know which kind of experience you have. So we, as I said, we're a design organization in product design and interaction design. I think that is mainly what is important on our side. I click the save button, and I can go. Wait. There is something wrong. That's nice in doing demos, of course. I saved my profile, but something went wrong, unfortunately, so it is not fully saved the way it should be. Nevertheless, normally when it is saved correctly, you will see a full page that is filled in. The screenshot of your website is taken automatically when you provide the URL information. And then you see the description, the services that are offered, the activities that you're conducting, and eventually if you filled in the Twitter URL, you will find that information as well. The same thing happens if you go back to the homepage. So in the same way as I just added an organization, you can add your own personal profile, and you can add as well your project. So that's a little bit the way how you can use the ecosystem to create your own profile, and the way how you look and find the right information is indeed by just clicking on, you know, if you're looking for a person or if you're looking for an organization, you can indicate here, you know, if you're looking for an artist, you have quite easily a complete overview, and the people that are indicated with the small orange rectangular on the left side indicate as well that they are actively looking for a technology partner. So, you know, I would say play around with it. You find quite some amazing and interesting information. And the more people that are adding their profile to the ecosystem, the more rich it will be, and the more easily it will facilitating matchmaking cross-disciplinary and cross-country organizations. This was a very quick overview of the main functionality that it offers at this stage. In the next stage, once you have been selected, of course, the creative hubs can help you to find the right information that you would like to know about your about the hubs in your environment. If you go to the directory functionality, and always click here on the right top to see a map with all the players and the actors. You can you know, click off the list view and you can open it. You can view the tile view, and then you get some more information as well that is made available to you. So we hope that in this way you can easily find back at this stage early on eventually creative partners, and we really invite you to create your profile and to add it to the ecosystem. And we will do everything in order to promote it and to find the right partners for you. On the other side, you know, if you're looking for hubs to support your projects, please feel free to have a look at it and to find the hubs. Eventually, if you say, well, you know, I'm very much interested in finding a hub who has very specific expertise, for instance, in living lab experiment, because that's really what you want to do. You want to have a real test use case of the product and the solution that you're building. You know, here on the left side in the search keywords, you can, you know, use the overview of services that are offered by all the different participants in the ecosystem, and this way you can very easily find the different parties that are on the ecosystem. There might be a discrepancy between the names on the map and the names in the list, and that is mainly due to the fact that if we don't have an address, we still will publish the information on the right side. So like in this case, there are 6 members on the map. There's a few more in the list view. And then, you know, if you go on the full company profile, you will get all the information, for instance, that Empathy Studio in Brussels is providing today, amongst which ones as well the Living Lab experiments. I hope this is a little bit clearer. If there's any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Great. Thank you, Ingrid. Thanks a lot. I think I will leave your screen on if it's okay for you. If
That's
people
fine. Yep.
question directly on this. Now is the time for questions and answers. As I said in the beginning, we have seen the main points we wanted to show you about the open calls in this webinar and in the 2 previous ones. So if you have a question about the online network, of course, ask it. But also if you have other questions that you think were not addressed either in our FAQ on the website or in the previous webinars, also feel free to ask it now. You can raise your hand. You have this option on the left, I think, or you can ask write the question if you have. Okay, I will. Sarah will activate your sound if you want to ask your question. Sarah?
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Yes, thank you. Thanks ever so much for the webinar. I noticed that there was an academia role option, and I wondered what happens if there's like an enabling technology hub inside an academic institution. Which one is preferable for that entity to be?
Yeah, preferable. What you best do is that you create the enabling technology hub, and then you can link it to the university. Let me try to see if I find a very easy example of that one. I think if I go to the University of Creative Arts, no, it is not.
And what are the options for an academic role besides being a technology hub, for example? How would it be different?
Well, it wouldn't be different. I think it would just make it much easier for the projects to select, because within a university, in a lot of cases, there is many different labs and hubs and maker spaces available. So if it would only be the profile of the university, it might not be so obvious and so clear which specific services are offered by the specific hub. So from that point of view, we rather recommend that you would create the hub as an entity, but we would then link it to the university. I just noticed that functionality is not live in this version, so I'll check that. But that's an opportunity to be done, and then I think it's easier for the people who are really looking for support. In order instead of going to the University of Arts in London to go very specific to the media lab or the textile lab, that might tear down the barriers of entry.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you had another question. Okay, great. Thanks a lot about this. I see another question by Yolanda. Well, again, I will first activate your sound. So Yolanda, you are asking, can a Fab Lab registered as a hub be part of a consortium and be a service center? Well, the answer, if I take just a question like this, but maybe you can make it elaborate on this further. The answer would be no, in the sense that there will be a conflict of interest of having some teams or applicants involved with the different roles, especially as a team on one hand, and then as support service provider. I don't know if it answers your question, Yolanda. Yolanda, are you on? No. Just to precise a little bit on this one, because we also had it before. What is possible, on the other hand, I know we all have very complex, or we may all have very complex profiles. And for example, it's possible that this person who is working in the same organization as me also wants to apply. So for example, I'm a researcher at IMEC, and I know that there are some colleagues who also are on the IMEC's salary sheet role, who are willing to apply with their own prototype ID, and they didn't know about this project before. They never were involved in the project before. So can they apply? Then in this case, what can happen is never can they apply as as personnel of IMEC. But if they have, and it's the case for a few of my colleagues, if they have their own company, for example, they could apply under the company status or name. I hope it's longer answer to that. I see, Yolanda, you're trying to mute and unmute. Yeah, I should hear you, but no, apparently it doesn't work. Just deactivate. I don't know if there are other questions. Yeah, another question that's coming from another source, but could be of interest for everybody here. Can a team that has not been selected in OpenCall 1 apply for OpenCall 2 with an improved application? That's a question a consortium partner got in a discussion yesterday about the project. The answer would be yes. If you haven't been selected for OpenCall 1, you can apply for OpenCall 2, and yeah, and actually, especially if there is an improvement, substantial improvement to that, you are really welcome to do so. I don't know if there are other questions for this. Okay, I don't see others. Maybe then a last point, just before I will close this webinar. You can see in the chat box in the chatter that that there is a link to a form. It's a feedback form. Please, and especially if you haven't done it for the previous webinars, but even if you have, please please fill the feedback form. It's very useful for us, and then we open directly also for you to know what can be improved about the webinar, of course, but also about other aspects of the project. Thank you all for attending this webinar, and I hope to. Oh wait, I see a question just before. And of course, you can send to the info@wearsustain.eu. You can send all the questions you have about the open calls. So thanks a lot, everybody, and have a good afternoon. Bye.